On November 22nd, 2023, I start realizing my ankle monitor charger isn't working, so I go up to Sentinel ankle monitor office and get a new charger the very day. 10:30 a.m. Same day at 4 in the afternoon, this officer pulls up in SUVs and jumps out on me while I'm working on my work truck. So while waiting for members of the warrant service unit to arrive, 3 SUVs pull up and tell me I'm under arrest with ARs pointed at me, telling me I failed to comply with ankle monitor. You see, I kept insisting that they could not have a warrant for failure to comply. I started being resistant because they have no warrants. I'm screaming help and telling them to show me a warrant. Patrol car pulls up in the road. 3 of them hog-tie me, throw me in this patrol car on the way to detention center. I'm telling him I was at Sentinel that very day getting a charger. Once at the center, I noticed my in-car camera failed. No in-car camera footage was made for this. Continued to scream for a warrant and help, telling them that I have to be shown a warrant, which was correct. He walked me into the Greenville County Detention Center, walked me through booking, straight to Red Pod, put me in a cell, and does not even give me a phone call for 7 days. While in the detention for 2 weeks, I filed a complaint on 12/6/23 upon the acts of the officer that brought me into the jail. I then go to the Court of Common Pleas on 12/19/23 and file a lawsuit on the Greenville County Detention Center. Next day, I go to the Greenville County Sheriff's Department where I file the FOIA for the video intake footage. On 12/29/23, I get a letter from Hobart Lewis saying that the video footage is exempt from the FOIA because of an ongoing investigation. 3 months go by, and Brittany Scott, the prosecutor, has a Faretta warning on March 1st and claims in there that I sent over 140 emails. Upon the jail, Michael Kimberly was going responded to. On March 6th, while at Spinks, I look over and see the cop who ran up on me and hog-tied me and took me in jail. I didn't get a phone call for 7 days, and I call him out.
Did you have a warrant in my hand? Did you have any recommendation you were an officer? No, you did not. You did not have a uniform. Okay? Okay. Did I resist arrest? How did I resist arrest? Did you have a warrant? Was I screaming help? You do remember. One more time. What's your name and badge number? Y'all, this is the one of the officers that ran up on me that day. November 22nd at my house with no warrant. Put me in jail. I didn't get a phone call for 7 days. 7 days I didn't get a phone call. I seen you lean in that door and say something to that girl. They said they erased that camera footage. You know what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about. You will remember my name, I promise.
On March 13, 2024, Jeannie Moran with the Records Division of the Sheriff's Department reach out and tell me I can have the jail footage now, but the specific footage had been filmed over.
That you weren't given an opportunity for a phone call, we can actually give you a call log. We won't charge you for it, okay? I'll email it to you at no charge. All you got to do is sign a release, and it does reflect where you were given an opportunity to call people.
No, it does not. Be able to see the date when you're stating that I was trying these phone calls. I want to be able to see me on the phone doing this, because that right there will show you that's not real. See what I'm saying?
Well,
On March 14th, I go up to the Greenville County Clerk of Court and file a motion to be harmed upon these illegal acts of the violation of the FOIA. The very document I have clocked and filed showing Jeannie Moran's involvement with this situation. While up there on March 14th, I had one of the clerks show me how to access my files online so I can check things.
Greenville.org, go to Popular Services, go to Judicial, Court Records,
what?
scroll down, Accept, Joshua,
L,
Robinson, L, Search. Your search did not return any results.
I then called the Clerk of Court to tell them I can't reach my files.
I've been trying to access my motions to see the response I'm wanting, and it won't let me on my file.
okay, you can actually look at documents online, not for general sessions.
That's public index, and yes, you can, so I call back.
Woman, how do I access the judge's responses? Oh, you can't access the judge's responses.
I don't know.
But why would she lie to me like that and hang up on me? Why would she lie to me like that?
I'm going to transfer you to the manager so she can help you, okay?
And are working as quickly as possible.
Hi, you've reached.
They're not taking my call, so that very day on the 20th, I go up to the Clerk of Court.
Where are my documents? Where are the pictures? Okay. So
This is the very moment I realized they're trying to cover up what Jeannie Moran did.
why is that blackened out? Why did no one say, hey Josh, this is blackened out. You might want to lighten that. Look at that. Look at that right there.
Because when we scan
It doesn't matter. You looked at that when it was filed in the system. Everybody, look at this right here. How it's solid black. That's wording.
I catch the clerk blacking out the documents. She tried to say I was threatening her.
As the California states, I can speak how I want to speak because I'm from where I'm from.
On the Clerk of Court, an officer tells me that Judge Gradley wants to see me.
Robinson.
This
Judge is tied up in a very complicated trial right now. So, we left a message He'll have to get in touch with you and get something set up.
That very day at 11:30 at night, the sheriff's department kicked my door in for breach of peace and have a canine rip my primary hand open.
A warrant for what? Breach of peace? In my own property, sitting up in my home. And then you run through my home with a warrant and took whatever evidence I had.
I'm thrown in jail and left in there for 9 months. While in jail, I go to a family court hearing where the judge gives me all my documents on my cases. These warrants for violation of my hip show that Brice Garrett was the one that signed them, and she was the witness. The backside, it says my address is 121 Watson Drive, Powdersville, which is an address I had never seen in my life. Remember, Brice Garrett's signature was the one that premeditated I would lose criminal trial. Court order for a person already convicted of child abuse and neglect, Josh Robinson, and there's my case number right here. Signed by Brice Garrett. I'm found not guilty on 10/9/24. Officer Drew Fox of the Greenville County Sheriff's Department released his dog into my home with lies. He said that I had threatened law enforcement and made movement towards my waistband. He said I had barricaded myself inside my residence, which all my windows were wide open. He said that I had prior history of domestic violence, first degree resisting arrest, and assaulting police officers. He said due to suspected criminal history, it's responsible to believe that he would assault deputies who entered his house. As I told them, if it wasn't for the situation in Greenville with Michael Kimbler having an affair with my illegal immigrant wife. Week prior to this recording, I proved to the ankle monitor office that my ankle monitor wasn't real and it wasn't tracking me. And this is the conversation I'm having with them. But the week prior, I was very worried about how loud I was, so that's what I start talking about.
Hey, has anyone said anything about that?
What?
My knowledges.
Your knowledges? No, I don't think anybody said anything about your knowledges.
Just wondering. It scares me a little that I said that out loud.
Well, you might have to start saying stuff out loud.
It's just fucked up.
126.
Whatever y'all want to keep sucking out. Dude, you know, when you pull up here, this looks like a trap house. Like, literally, like, where's the money going is what I want to know. Because there ain't no maintenance being done outside.
But we don't own this building.
But you think,
Whoever...
you can't even sweep the front. Girl, when was the last time that porch was swept?
I got somebody to come and get money.
Yeah, man, I don't put this on y'all. I know you're just doing your job.
Guilty about doing my job. That's what you're trying to make me.
You should feel guilty. You know what the fuck's going on?
All of this came because of Brittany Scott violating the Brady versus Maryland rule, conspiring with my lawyer David C. to cover up everything upon what Michael Kimbler, the Greer cop, did. For instance, he made himself the reporting officer, the approving officer, and follow-up investigator all on 11/14/2021.
Has he ever threatened to kill you before?
No, no, kill me.
Now let's take it back just a second. Notice how she shakes her head no and says no. Michael Kimbler, which is no longer a police officer at all, signed yes.
Michael Kimbler is no longer in law enforcement and said he voluntarily resigned.
So with all that being said, why the hell am I still wearing this?